Yes.
I'd like to call the town board meeting to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Fisher?
Here.
Trustee Holmes?
Here.
Trustee Frierson?
Here.
Trustee McDowell?
Here.
Chairman Neal?
Here.
Mr. Brumner, would you want to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, ma'am.
Are there any agenda changes?
I wanted to add something under Supervisors Report.
Yes.
Whether it's an item, 10A. I'd like a discussion on ethics in government.
Ethics and government. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Item 5, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held July 16, 2019 at 6:15 p.m. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Second.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Frierson?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Item 6, special presentation, awards for the zinnia displays and the coloring contest. So I want to welcome everybody that's here tonight for the Zinnias for Zion contest. And I will come down there and we will do the awards for the individuals and organizations that we judged. There were 3 of us that went out, Joe Kenobi, April Myers, and myself, over 4 hours. Going to over 42, I think we counted 42 different locations to judge. What's that?
Plus or minus.
Right, plus or minus. Others that we stopped at and crashed on the way, and boiled down to the top ones for this year for the Zion community. So we'd like to honor those. So April, would you want to do the honors?
I think some people are not here though.
Okay, yeah, some of the individuals could not be here, so we'll bring them later.
Okay. Tim and Ronnie Baum got the award for Homeowners Award Champion.
Yeah, and if you've been past their house on Green Bay Road, and we actually did a video of it and put it on Facebook. I've never seen so many zinnias in my life that wasn't a zinnia plant that was growing. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's right on Green Bay Road. There's a little bit of a thing because they're on the outskirts of town, but when you see how many zinnias they have, there was no way we couldn't recognize them for what they've done with their yards. So that was
The winner for homeowners is Deborah Isaacs. If you come on.
Deborah lives on the corner of Edina
Am I supposed to go?
and the Boulevard of America. And she is absolutely an angel to every fallen animal that there is in this community. The Park District knows her very well. And saving turtles and frogs and everything. And on her own, she planted different zinnias in different pots and did a really gorgeous job. So here's your plaque, and there's some other gifts. There you go, perfect. So thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Deborah.
Oh, thank you.
Little prizes. And for the business champion is Culver's.
I don't know if any of you have been to Culver's and seen all of their zinnias. Becky, you guys put so much into that. Do you want to say anything about it?
I just, we really had a lot of help. My porters did a great job watering and pulling weeds
And it's gorgeous.
and deadheading and all the fun stuff that goes to keep them.
Oh,
We even cut some and put them on the counter in the restaurant.
that's
Yeah,
really
it
cool.
looks
Yeah.
So thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
So I appreciate your participation and look
Look forward to next year.
Years, yeah, very much so.
Thank you. Condon's Funeral Home for the winter.
Yeah. They are not here tonight,
They're
they're
not
out of
here
town, they're on
tonight.
vacation.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the second one.
Which is the second.
Yes, and if you get a chance to, along their fence line, but if you drive through and you see all the different zinnias, they did little, medium, they're just everywhere, so they did a gorgeous job.
And there were a lot of them that were just as gorgeous, but they were winners from last year.
We'll talk about that, yeah.
And, oh, I missed one. Nope, you didn't. Zinnias for Zion champion for the plots that were adopted.
Yes.
And this one is Pam Eidelberg.
We have 3 different locations that were adopted by the community. Pam, just to share with everybody, after it was already going, after it was already going, called me and said, hey, nobody did the welcome sign on South Louis. And so I contacted the person that had signed up, and she's like, oh my God, I haven't had time, blah, blah, blah. And Pam's like, I got it. Not only did, and there was no way to find extra zinnias. She had to deal with like F-Bed. I mean, do you want to share anything about your?
I had about one half flat of dead zinnias that I cropped out. I pinched them all the way down and planted them anyway so they would come up. And I reached out to the sheriff's department and I told them I need some money for flowers. And he sponsored the money
And
for
it's
the
really
flowers.
nice.
Yeah.
And it does look nice.
Yes, so thank you so
Taking
much.
care.
Oh, they're absolutely gorgeous. And it's actually her daughter that adopted the welcome sign on 173 by that subway there, so with North Shore Elite Cheer. So thank you so
She
much.
didn't tell me it was a contest. I was so shocked last night.
I mean, what? Oh yeah, we got pictures. Pam loves this part.
I know.
Thank you so much. We have some other gifts for you as well. Oh, and this is yours as well. We didn't know where you would want to put it out by your sign, so we thought we would let you go and put it
Decide
place
where
it
you
how you
want
want
to put
it.
it.
So we keep it out there for 2 weeks and then we take them all down with magic.
So we get a picture?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I have a picture.
Sure.
Yeah, do the sign.
Here, you can color for me.
There you go. Thanks so much.
Here's the prizes. Last but not least.
Gail,
favorite of
come on.
mine, Gail's right over here.
Oh,
I'm gonna present it to you.
and you to you.
The Illinois Dunesland Garden Club did the plantings for Firehouse #1 and Firehouse #2 on Lewis Avenue. I think the one over on Lewis Avenue looks the nicest.
It was never done before, so it got done.
Yeah. Not only did it get done, they actually dug a flower bed around the flagpole to be able to plant zinnias.
Right.
And then they also took care of the flagpole that's gorgeous, that's over here on the backside of the fire station, so.
And the sign,
Right.
and then around the front of it.
They did a lot of work, so they're
It'll
being
get
recognized
bigger and
for both.
better next year.
But you can't win next year, just so you
That's
know.
okay.
Yeah.
We don't care.
So thank you.
I didn't expect anything this year, you know, that the club would win, but.
There you go. Thanks, Gibby, so much. Cool, thank you. Don't go too far. So that's those 6, and then we, you guys want to fight over those?
Yeah.
And then we also have some honorable mentions. So we didn't want to have the individuals that won last year be slated just because they won last year and they did an incredible job. So we wanted to honor, and not just a few others, Mr. David Osborne, Herman Park Center. If you'd come up, please. If you haven't had a chance to stop by Herman Park Center, definitely worth seeing. Great. Thank you so much for your work, and there's a little gift for you guys.
And they were winners for last year.
Thank you so much.
David, you have to give me that
I
die.
recognize Gail,
Good.
and Rolling Hills campus. Dale was the volunteer that went and did all their flowers. If you have not seen their display, it is also absolutely incredible, but they won last year. And so we wanted to give you guys honorable mention for Rolling Hills, so thank you.
Okay, so I will see that Rolling Hills gets.
You'll deliver it to them, even though you did all the work, but they
No,
love
I
the plans.
didn't do all the work.
So, they smile. When you help by planting and putting in solar hoses, that's doing a lot of work. And then we have the Zion Benton Public Library. I don't think anybody's here from there. We also have Lou Hildebrand. Ms. Lou, if you could come up, please. She planted the most gorgeous zinnias in Tyers. And they are so gorgeous. They're up the alley, so other people can't really see them, but we got to see them and they were amazing. Hi, come on in, perfect timing. So yeah, so to recognize them, there's a gift card for you. Right. And then Balthazar Bielis, if you have not seen their place, they are on Bethel Boulevard. They were the grand champion for the homeowner last year, so they could not win this year, but they just do such a phenomenal job. They're the ones that have the
Not too far away
horse. And yeah, it's just beautiful. So we wanted to recognize them, as well as Cancer Treatment Center's Holistic Council and Friends. They adopted all 14 of the planters along Ennis. So the staff from Cancer Treatment Center planted all 14 of those. So we wanted to honor them. And just so you know, everybody's getting a gift card to go with it. And the gift cards are from the community, and you can use them at N&T's. It's all good. Zion Shell, CJ's, the Zion Park District, Piggly Wiggly, and Culver's. So any of those businesses, they can be used at, and then we reimburse them. So that's what we did. So that was the yard contest, and just so everybody knows, there's a few different ways. One, we have seeds at the township that last year Ball Horticulture and Joyful Butterfly both donated seeds for residents to have. You can purchase them anywhere, or you can get them from us. So we really encourage residents to plant the zinnia seeds on May 20th, 2018, March 20th, 2018, the city council voted to make the zinnia design flower. And so trying to get that going and get everybody in our community to grow zinnias. If any of you have heard of lilacs and Lombard, I've never been anybody that would ever want to go to Lombard for any special reason, but they have the Lilac Festival, so it draws you. And so we started this just to, as a way to really begin to beautify our community and to give us something to be proud of together, that we can all do together. And it's like taking our own crayon box and coloring our community with the zinnias. And they bloom all summer long. One seed creates literally tens and tens of blooms, that each bloom has new seeds. So starting right now, if you see any seeds that you're, or if you see any blooms that you are in love with, if it's starting to die, if you pick that and let it dry, in Memorial Day weekend is when you would want to plant them, and if you plant those, you'll get new zinnias. So they keep continuing to grow, an abundance of fruits. So, so there's two things that people can do. They can either do that, they can adopt a site. We have over 30 sites. The city appreciates. We have the welcome signs, clock tower, a whole bunch of different areas that the individuals can adopt, and all that information is on the Zinnias for Zion website. But we also had a coloring contest, and we had different pictures. You could get them online. Or pick them up at the Park District or the library, not Park District, the library of Township. And we worked a little bit to try and get Culver's plugged in, but they're willing to be a location to hand out the coloring pages out next year. We will lock that in good next year. And so we want to celebrate the individuals who won the coloring contest. So, right, and that's those. So we've got two things that we're going to do. So the first thing is we had 3 different divisions. We had the adult division, and is Veronica here? Come on, you want to bring your daughter up too? We're not going to do her right away, but so this is the picture that Veronica. So the coloring contest was for adults and kids. So here we'll put it on the camera so everybody can see. Absolutely gorgeous picture. So, and this was yours, and I will just grab your daughter's as well. And I didn't know, let's see. Find it. Ha. So if you want to come on up, your daughter won the champion. Or is this your picture? Did you color that? I love your bee and your song. You made it so pretty. So you each get, so do you wanna hold your certificate? This is for you, is that your name? That goes to you. And this goes to you. This is yours. Thank you so much.
Go ahead and stand by your mom.
Beautiful.
Thank you so, and we can keep these. Good. So this is what her 3-year-old daughter colored, which is amazing. She's very talented.
Very good job.
So, don't leave, we have more prizes maybe. And then, so let's see what I did. I don't have my glasses on. So, second child, and they're not here yet, so wait. So then we have the first place in the youth division is Camelia Ayaya. Is Camelia here? Camelia, did I say your name wrong? Come on up. Would you tell me how to spell it? How do you say your name?
Camila.
Camila. It's nice to meet you. So this was her picture, and she won first place for this gorgeous picture. And a gift certificate, and you also get a $10 gift certificate for someone. So as a prize, if you want to hold that, and I'll hold your picture. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Maria. And then in second place, they're not here yet, so hold on. In third place, we have Emily, her sister. And this is her picture that she colored. Nice. You guys are wonderful, and this is your certificate, and there's a gift card that you can go and spend, okay? Got it? There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. We can do a picture of both of them if you like. And then we have Vivian. It's your turn. Vivian got second place in the child division. This is Vivian's picture. I love it. So you get a certificate, and you get, this is a certificate. And I'm gonna hold this and flip it around. So you can stand up. I'm short, so you stand up, and I'll be taller than you. I'm gonna try and be as tall as you, okay? So I'll stand up tall. Oh, let's do mine first. Ready? Smile. There you go.
Oh, that's sweet.
Good? Okay, now wait. Ready to run, aren't you? Turn your certificate towards down. There you go. Thank you.
Say thank you.
So much. Thank you. All right, and then we have Asala. Come on up. And she won second place in the youth division. And this so you get this. Oops.
Put your certificate up.
Yeah, pull your certificate up. So thank you so much. Okay, and then what the coloring contest was it, aside from the competition, we also were doing random drawings. So Rose, if you want to take over the drawing for, and you have the gift certificate, so I did.
Want to put it in here?
Oh, grab one. I always. Yeah, we have. that's one. Yep, come on back up. You actually won a $25 gift card for Domino's. That was a private donor that donated those.
Nice.
Next is Lily in Klimowitz. Yeah, no, her older sister. You get a gift certificate too. Yep, we're gonna do a girl picture. Yeah, we'll do a picture. Yeah, okay, and then we got two more.
This one's really a spot. And it felt big.
Yeah, this buggy's got that, yeah. Okay, next we have Mariana Andretti. Yeah, she won as well. They're triple winners tonight. Come on, you won again, you're a winner. There you go. All right, last one.
April's gonna pick one.
April's picking one. Perfect. And the final winner is Anastasia Meadows. She's not here right now, right? But we will make sure that she gets this. And you want to keep that with that? So thank you, everybody, for participating this year. We really hope everybody, if we could get everybody that's involved with Seniors for Zion to come up to the front and do a group picture. Moms too. Oh, sure. Do you want to wait till we do this?
Okay, Zinnias for Zion, and I'm not gonna let this go unsaid. We talked about going to the nursing home and presenting
I
Zinnias.
talked about it after work, but
And it's a very rewarding experience. We purchased vases, or the nursing homes did purchase, gave money to purchase little $1 vases. And then the youth group from Zion went to the 3 nursing homes and helped the residents arrange flowers into the little vases. It was very rewarding. So it's important really to grow those zinnias and make those people very happy. Rolling Hills residents wanted to know where all of theirs came from. And I said, all of your zinnias came right from the property on Rolling Hills. Okay, Barton wanted to know where theirs came from, and theirs came throughout the district. And then the Grove, we had to work with people that had them on their residencies to come up with enough for theirs. But they did turn out very pretty. If anybody wants to see pictures, Sherry should have them. I don't know if any of them are on Facebook. But the youth group did help with that, and it was very rewarding. They did a very nice job.
Where was the youth group from?
so it's the Zion Township Summer Work Program. The kids that are on the cruise went out and helped with all 3 of those.
I was wondering how that was gonna work, and they were very good with the seniors, these teenagers. They would sit in the corner with some of the gentlemen and sit there and talk, and, you know, seniors all have a lot to say, and they like when people listen. So it was very rewarding, the Zion for Zinnia program was that. Thank you.
Thanks, kids. Okay, everybody come on up, we'll give you one more picture. And then we'll move on to the rest of the business. That's you guys too.
Yeah.
Kathy, would you please come up? You guys are part of the Zinnias. You want a doctor, anybody that had anything to do with the Zinnias for Zion. Kim, you want to grab your sign? You want to grab your sign?
Now that the shoot. Oh, boy.
So these guys help with your short leads.
Okay.
You guys can help out.
How are you? Good. Nice to see you.
Great. Oh, yes. Almost missed you.
Hey, everybody, look at Gibby here, right here, not there, right here. This is for the paper, so. Right there. You one more, right there. You think you'll?
Okay, ready?
We're ready to get
Yeah,
yours.
one more, one more. This is not for paper, it's for Facebook.
Right there. One more. And one more for forgiveness and grants right there.
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks, everybody, so much. Thank you.
Congratulations. Even better.
The pictures are up. They did a great job. Moving on. Item number 7, are there any citizens' comments tonight? Citizens' comments?
How you doing, Chairman? Try to give you a call today. I'm here on behalf of Black Lives Matter Back to School Block Party that will be this Saturday between 2 to 6. And in order for a village to come together, I just wanted to name some of the people that's sponsoring this event, and I was really shocked. Lake County Towing, Lake County Treasurer, Holly Kim, JR Record Service, School District 6, Goldstein and Austin Good, Attorney at Law, State Senator Melinda Bush, North Shore Water Reclamation, Preston Carter, State's Attorney Mike Neerheim, Dr. Rudd, Illinois 10th Dems, Market Square Inn, Delane Rogers, Ace Hardware, Reynolds of Zion, Campbell's Barbershop. They so special. They're going to open up on Sunday and cut 15 people that we send over there. You know, Zion Police Department, Zion Fire Department, Lake County Sheriff's Office, State Representative Joyce Mason, State Representative Rita Mayfield, Bent but Not Broken, Lake County Coroner Howard Cooper, Lake County State's Attorney's Office, Lake County Commissioner Diane Hewitt, YMCA of Lake County, Zion Benton Public Library. All these that came together to make sure our second back to school event be successful, and I'm asking that all y'all come out. If you don't do, I don't expect you to be there from 2 to 6. Just come out, shake some hands, and let it be known that you are of this community. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Clyde. Appreciate you guys putting that together. It's a very cool thing for the community. Any other citizens' comments? No? Okay, moving on, authorized bills for payment. Trustee Fisher.
I met with the Township Supervisor and the Township Assessor this afternoon. We reviewed the invoices and expenses, and I would ask that we approve authorized bills for payment in the amount of $88,344.28.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Farson?
Aye.
Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Next item on the agenda is assessor's report.
Well, I've got some good news. Finally, we turned our books in, and it looks like we'll be published September 26th. After that, you'll have 30 days to file an appeal with the Board of Review at the county. Kind of some bad news for some citizens. Anytime that you have an appeal this year, it has to be filed online. There's no other way to file an appeal unless you file online. It's going to be a little bit tougher this year because, to be honest, I don't know the system that great. We don't even have the program yet that generates the comparables. So it's going to be a trying year for everybody. That means that we'll be doing hearings probably in December, January, and February, and hopefully everybody will have their books in and all their hearings done so the tax bills come out on time this year. Again, we've moved to a new system, and say it lightly, it wasn't an easy transaction from one system to another system. So again, all appeals have to be filed online. There's no way to get around it. There's no way that you can mail them in or drop them off. They have to be filed online. So if you're not real good with the computer, you can come into our office, we'll help you. I would imagine that there's going to be some help centers around, and we're trying to work something out. Maybe we can have be open on Saturdays to assist the public. So it's going to be a little different this year. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to want to appeal their assessments this year, because looking at the numbers that the new system generated, it appears that everybody's assessment's going to go up 5 to 7%, and some of them a lot more than that. This is a reassessment year. That means that we look at every parcel, we've walked all the neighborhoods, we've looked at the sales, and the values warrant increase on most everybody. So, have fun with it this year. You guys got any questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item number 10, Supervisors Report. So a number of things. First and foremost, the Zinnias for Zion project. I just really want to recognize the residents that came out and participated in that. This year, we also, Gurney's Seed Company, they donated a $25 gift card as well. Anton's Greenhouse donated 6 $25 gift cards. Illinois Dunes and Garden Club donated 3 $50 gift cards as well to make it successful. So I'm really proud of it this year. And this year was a horrible year for growing anything. I mean, if you talk to anybody, it was a horrible year for growing, and yet they ended up in the 11th hour popping up. But they, I promise you, in a normal season, they're growing a lot more throughout the summer. So I hope everybody will invest next year in planting zinnias and making this community colored with zinnias. So thank you very much for that. So, and then the summer work program was a huge success thanks to way too many partners. We had Julian Rojas and Kashmir Streeter were honored as the Employee of the Year, and then Keon Center and Patrice Medina were honored as the Mentors of the Year. We also had the Upper Midwest Blacksmiths Association come out and teach the kids about blacksmithing, and today they installed a trellis on the east end of the Township building. Quite a few years ago, Ellen Buntrack, who has since passed, donated a perennial passion flower. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, stop by Zion Township and see the east side of the building. It's the most phenomenal flower, and I'm told that it was used by early explorers to teach Indians about Christianity, the different symbolism with it. But it's a perennial passion flower, and we didn't have a trellis that could hold it. And so the Upper Midwest Blacksmiths Association, led by John Buer, came and they installed one today, and they actually used some of the flowers that the kids made during the day when they taught them about blacksmithing too, as part of the trellis. So it's beautiful and it's up, and just want to give a public shout out to that group. That was really, and when he came and told me that they were going to do it, I told them that there was no way we could afford it. We didn't have it in the budget, and his response was, "You mean to tell me you can't afford a gift?" I was like, I can't, but the township certainly can. and so they did that as a gift to the township. So just an incredible thing to have. So the summer work program ended. We had 32 out of 35 kids successfully complete, and we were just really proud of the program this year. As well, Zion Township staff, we attended the Global Leadership Summit on August 8th and 9th, learning about negotiations, communications, differences in generations, the impact, fear of rejection, and so much more. It was a powerful team building experience that energized the team to continue to be empathetic when assisting residents in crisis. And I've had a couple of people ask me, why would you close the office to take your staff to a training for 2 days? And I have to tell you, in the last 2 years since I started doing it, the shift in my team it's not even measurable. I mean, you can measure it by looking at each month we do a monthly services report, and it says everything about incoming calls, walk-ins, passports, notary, number of emergency assistance and general assistance clients, referrals that we make, LIHEAP applications, all the different things that we do. And this is on our website every single month. And tracking those numbers, they have gone up just incredibly in the last 2 years with the way that the team's working together. And I really believe that when you invest in the leadership of your team and make them feel like leaders, then they find new ways to contribute, and it has been incredible. I'm really proud of the team that we have working at Zion Township. Zion Together Days, just to share with everybody, it was our first year. The two kids that kicked it off, Chris and Ronell, are at college now, and very happy with the results. Thank you to everybody here that came out for it. We had on Thursday night was the concert in the park. We guesstimated about 180 attendees, and that's more people than they've had and way more people than have ever danced at a concert in the park before. So the park district was really happy with that. It was a lot of fun. And then on Friday night, we had Zootopia, the movie in the park. We had about 75 attendees. We had 25 blankets that we gave out to the first 25 families that came, and they were all given out pretty quickly. And so thank you to the city for and the Coalition for Healthy Communities and Healthy Youth for helping to sponsor that. It was a really positive event with everybody. And then on Saturday, we had our very first Zion's Got Talent show led by Nicole Douglas-Phillips. We had about 80 people attend that. We had 11 contestants, and that was a really positive event too. And then after that event was over, there was about 12 people gathered for a dialogue around the messages in the movie Zootopia. And it was just a really good dialogue on diversity and some of the things that came up for that. So that was very positive. And then on Sunday, we had a community worship service with about 70 attendees, and just kudos to Kenzie Story for taking the lead on that and making that happen. So all of it, none of it would have been possible if RE/MAX Realtors, we had a list of RE/MAX Realtors, and they're on the website, they're everywhere, that came out and sponsored the entire event. Great Lakes Credit Union also contributed $250, and NeighborWorks Badgerland also contributed to the project. So really proud of it. It's the idea was to kick off Zion Together, which is a Love Thy Neighborhood initiative, and we are launching that. It's been redesigned, and we really believe that as residents start to be willing to get to know their neighbors, that's the whole point of it. When we know our neighbors, everything changes. When we know our neighbors, Neighborhood Watch is about, I always felt like it was about watching each other's stuff, where Zion Together, Love Thy Neighborhood is about watching each other's backs. We've had so many in my neighborhood since we started it, things that have happened that never ever would have happened had they not been there. One neighbor, somebody knocked down a mailbox, and he actually chased the kid down, brought him back, made him write an apology note, took a picture, got his phone number. Before that, he didn't know any of the neighbors. He wouldn't have known to do that. Just a lot of really, really incredible things. So I challenge everybody, just go on the website, ziontogether.com, and check it out. We have 3 individuals that are doing a focus group right now, Mike McCauley, Makira Dozier, and Nancy Payan, and they're implementing it in their neighborhood and giving feedback as to what needs to change so that we can make this doable for everybody. And then from there, they already gave a ton of feedback, and we've redesigned based on their feedback to try and make that happen. So working on that. And then Leadership Academy, Zion Benton Leadership Academy kicks off this Thursday night. I think we have 10 participants. Is that correct? Community Character Walk is September 12th. So those are all of the community things going on. But then specific to the board, one of the issues that I'm dealing with right now is we purchased the van for the summer work program, and with the intention of partnering with my father's business, and I am having a heck of a time with the insurance, getting them to negotiate having volunteers driving the bus because they aren't covered by workman's comp. And so I'm having a longer dialogue with the head honcho with Torma tomorrow, and the other insurance company that we've been with to see what we can do. But if anybody has any ideas or wants to be a part of that conversation, I would love that. And then Ring cameras are finally up and running. ZB Quarterly will be coming out the second week of September. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you, and then sorry we're running out of time, but we'll get to that, is that so in November I desperately was looking for a marketing person, desperately. And I interviewed and finally settled on hiring Jennifer Evans, and we hired her for $500 a month. and her rate is $75 an hour. So we got 6.66 hours for the time that we did. She did incredible stuff with us. We were able to lay a foundation. At one of the meetings, I shared like 30 different things that we were able to do. But then when we got to some of the, now that we've got like the foundation done, what I desperately needed help with was the social media stuff and the designing of the different things. And I can share with you, I brought examples to share. So like what we did, this is what we did, right? If you guys can see it. And I've got a stack of different items. And I was approached by somebody that said, if you guys market Zion together the way you're marketing it, you're going to kill it. And it's a really good idea, and it could change this community, but you're going to kill it. And so they asked, or this individual asked if they could take it over, and she did. And I believe that it was so successful because of the way that she marketed the program. And what I've said all along is my team works so hard. They work so hard. But if nobody knows what we're doing there, we might as well not be doing anything at all. Because if nobody knows it, what's the point? And so I've been desperately trying to find a way to be able to market. That's why we're starting the ZB Quarterly, next door, all the different things that we tried to do. And for so with Jennifer, we were paying $500 at $75 an hour. And this individual offered to do at least 10 hours and whatever else, but with a budget of $500 a month at $50 an hour. And the work that she did was phenomenal, but here was my dilemma. It's my daughter. And it looks bad. It looks bad. And if I wanted to protect my ego, and if I wanted to like not look bad, I would not let her work for the township. Now, keeping in mind, it's not a position where you get insurance, you don't get anything. It's a contracted position for 10 hours a month. But I desperately need somebody that can communicate to this community, that knows this community, that knows how to like deal with the social media stuff and get things out. And she's good. She's really, really good. And so here would be my offering and my challenge. If anybody has anybody in this community that they think can do a better job, I would love for you to send them to Township, and I would love to meet with them. If we can, I respectfully request that you guys support me allowing Brittany Dietzig to do the marketing and communications for the Township. And I know that I'm in charge of hiring for that, but I would love your support with this and the support of, if you know of anybody better, to send them to. I mean, I need to have the best communications we can from the Township, because residents are going to sleep at night not knowing what we do. And they don't know to send people to us, and that breaks my heart. So that's my 2 cents about it.
Well, I will say, Chairman Neal, this is the very reason I wanted to bring up the item 10A, ethics in government.
Mhm.
It does look bad.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, do any of the other commissioners have an opinion on it? Because I disagree, or I disapprove that
Yeah.
that relationship should exist.
Yeah. And I absolutely respect that. I feel the same way.
I believe it is a conflict of interest.
Have anything to add, subtract, or multiply?
We had this discussion earlier this afternoon, or earlier today, and, you know, that was my concern, is that the perception, aside from all other factors, the perception is the issue. And that's why I advise you to bring the subject forward, so.
When it was already, I mean, I put it on my report because I fully intended, I wanted to have an absolute open conversation about it, because, I mean, it was embarrassing for me when I met with Jennifer Evans, because I was in tears, so frustrated. That communication is so difficult in this community. It's so difficult. And everybody that I know is like 40 and above with communication, and there's those 20-year-olds, they know how to do it, but I have not come across one that knows Zion and has a passion for communicating like Brittany does. So I absolutely agree with you, and you know, Larry and I had this conversation earlier, and he disagrees with it 100%. But I also agree that it's not in best interest to ever hire family, and I never have. I didn't even hire anybody I knew because I didn't want it to look like I was doing patriotism or any of those.
In that same vein, I looked at the employee handbook for the township, and I think there needs to be something in there to referencing nepotism, because basically that's what it is.
Well, I appreciate that. We will take a look at that.
I understand your dilemma, but.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We will take a look at that. And I absolutely agree if this was a hired position where we're doing benefits. In this situation, it's a contract, and like I said, if there's anybody else that would love to be doing this work and can bring us some of the things, I would love to do that. But I appreciate the openness
Well,
of
I'll
it.
just weigh in because I've already said the optics don't look good. That's fine.
Right. And that's my problem, right? Is that, okay, so if I do what makes Sherry look good, I feel like I'm hurting my community. And that sucks. It's a horrible position to be in. You know, but if I really want to help my community, I need to have the best communicator I can. And I believe, and it's not biased, it's proof of what the work that's been done. I believe that she's the best person to do this.
So I think just like with any other contract that we have through the city or township, we owe it to the taxpayers, to the community to go through some sort of formal process where it's not subjective based on whoever the supervisor is at the time. So outside of the nepotism, I mean, that, is one portion of the optics. But it just doesn't seem to be a fair and transparent way to go about doling out contracts, if you will. So this is the first time that I'm really hearing about it. I thought that everything was going well with Mrs. Evans. You seem very happy with the work. You seem very excited about it. So the shift, I mean, it's nothing that I would be able to put my support behind at this point, given those factors.
And I fully appreciate your guys' your dilemma with it. I can show you, and I think you will agree. And Jennifer has done a great job with the foundation of it. But this piece to it, when you're getting into this kind of work, it really needs to be somebody that understands that. She did not do any of the social media management for us at all, or playing that. She would just tell us what to do, and it didn't work well at all. And it ended up being frustrating for my entire staff.
Well, I appreciate you asking for input and advice, but just so everybody knows that the township board doesn't hire and fire in the township. That's the sole responsibility of the superintendent, the supervisor.
So is there anything else, any other conversation?
And that's why I said I disapprove. I didn't say I recommend termination. I disapprove.
And I fully respect your feelings about that. If I were in your position, I would too. Anything else to come before the town board? All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
And second? Okay, clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Fisher?
Aye.
Trustee Holmes?
Aye.
Trustee Carson? Aye. Trustee McDowell?
Aye.
Chairman Neal?
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Minutes of the meeting.
I just got them. I can get it.
Okay, where are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheryl Brand.
Okay.
Hey, Clint. How are you? Okay. What, we need legal advice on expungements? Okay. I'll let her know. Okay. You know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, say hi.